Because PB trying to take over the whole show.
Good.
He's the guy. But anyway, like I was saying a minute ago, let's get it, Daddy. Let's get it. We live. What episode
59, right?
59.
59.
Do we even look? I didn't even look.
59. I don't know who 59 could probably be. But,
Improvise and I'll find out.
It's a crisp fall morning. I got up. I had the heat down. I got to turn it back up. But the funny thing is tomorrow, what are they saying?
Listen, man.
Thursdays.
It's good. We're going back to like margarita weather.
I don't understand it. I don't understand what's going on.
I don't ask questions when things are working out.
Is it working out for you, Daddy?
I mean, it is. 77 and sunny is like okay by me.
Yeah. Just another sunny day?
It's another sunny day. It's beautiful.
All right.
We're going to go with old school again, like Lambert last week. Jack Ham, Steelers Hall of Famer.
I'm trying to remember who that is. Truly, to be honest. Jack Ham.
Oh, that win for the Cowboys.
That win. I have no clue.
That win was a good linebacker for a few years.
You need to educate me who these people are.
The Cowboys have wins?
Nah. You got jokes.
I'm sorry. It's early in the hour yet. I got to chill.
Don't do him like that.
I apologize, pardon me.
You gotta, like what I learned through therapy, through me taking my own personal therapy, you gotta listen. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take it easy.
The information you're receiving has to be equal to the information you're giving.
But anyway, P!
Yo.
What's poppin'?
You're lucky I'm here today.
Why? What's up? What happened?
No, I'm just saying you're lucky I'm here. It's
Why?
A rough weekend.
Why?
Rough weekend.
Why?
Because I'm a Cowboys and a Yankees fan. That's why.
Till we sound the bugle? Is it over?
It pretty much. Both. Which team? Both of them, I think maybe.
I won't. Here's what I'm going to say. I won't say for the Cowboys yet. The Yankees, I will. I will say with the Yankees. But the Cowboys...
We'll get into that.
Take it easy.
Listen,
November's when
their schedule is what scares me.
They're going into the gauntlet. You're saying?
Yeah. They got Atlanta, but I think they got Cincinnati, the Redskins. I think the Eagles are coming up in November.
Yeah.
Teams that are clicking.
There's one win with the Eagles, but...
Sirianni's figured it out.
You think he does?
No.
I can't rock with that.
Someone's got to hear that joke.
Really? What's up with you, man? Welcome back.
Thank you, Coop. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
What's going on with you, man?
Well, it's funny. I was just at the local coffee shop, and I was thinking, Halloween, for me, it feels like it's happening twice this year. And that rarely happens because the way Halloween falls on Thursday this week, in a couple days, this past weekend was really, for a lot of people who do celebrate Halloween, they do it on Friday or Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's Thursday again when it's actually Halloween.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of celebrations on Wednesday and Thursday again, so it's kind of like double Halloween. So I'm just trying to make sure I get the most out of the season.
Yeah. Have you ever dressed up? Are you dressing up? Did you dress up or anything?
So I'm thinking, I was thinking, I might dress up because I've been afforded like a longer Halloween season because of where it falls. Normally, I like cop out. Like I used to just wear an old baseball uniform because I used to play a lot of baseball.
Yeah.
So that's a layup because I wear a baseball uniform, go into a bar, and everyone just starts talking to you because you're in a baseball uniform. And you can go, oh, I actually just came from a game. Which is true. A couple years ago, it did happen like that.
Wait,
no costume yet, but maybe.
So people are like, what's going on with you? I love your costume.
I just stole second, bro, on the way here.
That is classic. Where we at, man? I already said that we're where we are, but where are we officially at?
The Bodega on Smith.
What's going down? They got any specials, anything that goes on around
They got a
here?
lot going on. We'll talk about
What's going on?
Well, first of all, 373 Smith Street, Providence. All right.
Providence. Right down the street from the Capitol.
There's a twist. They're a deli by day.
Boom.
And a speakeasy by night.
How does that work? Is it like the
you
back
gotta come
entrance?
down. You gotta come down and find out.
It's like
they're not just gonna let you walk in. You
so
gotta figure it out.
Arkham, like you go through the tunnel.
It's like Batman. He's a millionaire by day and the Batman at night.
He's the Bat. Have you guys watched any of this Penguin series? Anybody?
I started to. I didn't.
They're raving about it, and I don't have the Max. I don't have
I've not
the Cinemax
seen it.
that it's on.
I've not seen it.
I want to see this so bad. One guy came up to me, and he said, he goes, I'm going to say something controversial. I go, what's that? He goes, it's better than The Sopranos. I go, wait. I go, slow
It's
down.
more of a crime family drama.
I
than,
go, slow down.
Yeah.
You're getting a little carried away.
Yeah.
Well, what we got on the docket?
Hold on.
Go ahead. Do your dance. Do your dance.
You're just going off on tangents.
I told you, I get excited for the podcast. And like, you know what I mean?
I'm just saying, this place, there's a deli.
Deli.
We were talking about that before. Deli by day.
Yes.
Speaking right now. Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 3, they're at deli. Up front, come get some delicious food.
Sandwiches?
Yep.
Okay.
And then speakeasy at night on Friday and Saturday nights.
What goes on
6 to
those
1.
nights? Like they have like the DJs, the dance. Go ahead, Matt. Let us know.
I got you. So my buddy Kenny bought this building like 2 years ago.
Kenny's the man. Kenny's the guy.
Yep.
Kenny Anthony Zorobedian, great neighborhood guy in Smith Hill, bought this place a couple years ago, gutted it, turned it into a market. He wasn't
Beautiful.
feeling the market, and he said, you know what, I'm going to do a bar and a deli, and this place on Friday and Saturday always has a particular DJ, really
Bonkers.
talented bartenders,
Crazy.
craft cocktails, and full catering during the day. Like, I don't know, it's like whatever you want is really here, and the neighborhood really appreciates it. Good spot.
Wow.
Good spot.
The bodega, you heard it live, so you got no excuses if you need a sandwich on a Friday day, and if you need to come back and unwind on Friday night, you can sneak in through the back. You know what I'm saying? But what's on the docket, Pete? Can I get back to that?
Yeah,
what's
you
on
can't
the
get on the
docket?
docket.
What's on the docket?
Everything. This time of year, everything's on the docket.
How are you feeling, man?
Sad.
Yeah.
Depressed.
You guys believe in like witchcraft, any kind of stuff like that? Speaking of Halloween, do you? Or no?
I believe in energies.
You believe in energies? What
And
is that?
if those energies are good, or if the energies are bad, sometimes there are outcomes.
Or
So
Al's
I do.
coming up with a lot of energy this morning.
So here's the thing.
Your man needs a Dodger voodoo doll.
So this is exactly what I was segueing into. So do you think there's bad energy going on with your squads? For those who don't know, New York Yankees guy, Dallas Cowboy guy,
Yep.
Paul Iannelli. What do you think's going on here? Did somebody put the on your squads or no?
It's definitely a different vibe from the 90s when they were both winning.
Yeah.
They just don't seem to have that mix that I don't know.
Wow.
It's so hard to figure out.
I think with the Yankees, it feels like there are specific pieces. You know, you go get a Jazz Chisholm, that's wonderful. A guy immediately produces. You have big bats in the lineup, athletes. You have a decent bullpen, and then you have the pedigree of what that organization's always represented. And I think usually that creates a sauce. But to Paul's comment, I don't see the sauce right now.
Wow.
We could talk. We'll get a little bit more into
We're
that.
gonna get into depth. Comeback Kings, episode 59. Who's the guy?
Jack Ham.
Jack Ham. We in the booth. We got stuff to talk about. I might put a couple curses on y'all.
Yay, we're back. Episode 59. Let's talk World Series. Woo!
Why so somber, my friend?
It's October Classic, man. You gotta be excited about this.
Oh my God, where do we start with this? Down 3-0. No team has ever come back down 3-0.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they get one. I'm hoping they just don't get swept. They got 2 more at Yankee Stadium. I blame Aaron Boone for the first game.
Why?
Garrett Cole was chugging along, dominating.
Should've kept him
88
pitching.
pitches. 88 pitches. This is it. This is the end of the season. 88 pitches they pull him
Yeah.
for no reason. No reason whatsoever.
I do echo Paul's comment because it's as much about Boone's decision in that game, and in this series, in this point in the season, that can be that thing that rolls into a bad outcome. Like, they needed to have game 1 against a team that well stacked in the Dodgers, and by the combination of, again, removing Cole, bringing a guy who's cold against those bats, I gotta say, it's a suspect decision. Now, mind you, winning cures everything. So if it works out, you can't say anything about Booney. But in this series, you need the momentum of Game 1.
If you take that first one in L.A.,
it's a different story.
Then you go back to you get one more in L.A., then you get 3 in New York. It's a totally different vibe. And then he brings in the bottom of the ninth. You bring in Nestor Cortez, Nasty Nestor, who was out for a month.
A month.
He hadn't pitched, and you bring him in that situation.
Okay, we can argue that side of it. Why would he do this? Why did he do this?
I think that Boone has a lot of pressure on him. I think he's making decisions from a tighter place than he normally would. I don't think they got as many wins this season as they should. They had an awful July against the Orioles. I remember we talked about that in episode 56 or 55 rather. I think that he was playing. Boone was performing as a manager from a pressure-packed position, and I think when you're not,
where was the pressure coming from?
Himself. And the organization.
Really?
Because if he doesn't win,
you just said it though.
What did I say a couple of weeks ago?
Everything was going smooth.
What did I say a couple of weeks ago? If he doesn't win the World Series, if they didn't get to, him and Cashman, I think, should be gone.
I'm not disputing that. I'm saying what is going through your mind when you just said what you said, how everything was going peanut butter jelly.
I don't, and because you take him out, if you got another inning out of him, which you easily could have, now it changes up all the matchups for the rest of the game. The next couple of innings, who you want to bring in, who you don't want to bring in.
And that's a chain reaction. Those matchups are a chain reaction.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the Judge thing or no?
Well, we'll talk about that. I want to then game number 2.
Okay, go ahead.
I felt bad. You had Volpe in with guys on, and I felt bad for that kid because that is so much pressure. We talked last week about how he was a Yankee fan when he was a kid.
Yeah.
You come in and I said to my boy who was standing next to me, I'm like, this pitcher's gonna make him chase. He's gonna make him chase his last pitch.
I saw that up to bat too. He's gonna cook him.
Yeah. And then Wells took it to deep left to end the game. And the Judge, let me bring the stats up because he's not. People come alive. Freddie Freeman is making the most of October.
Yes, he is.
He's all-time tied for consecutive home runs in consecutive World Series games. If he does it again in the next game, he's number 1 all-time in consecutive games with a home run in a World Series before.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, real quick on Mr. Freeman while he's getting those stats.
Is he MVP?
Well, yes, he's. Yeah. No, he's already the MVP of the series. So you actually have to lose a game to the Yankees and have to have one guy other than him go and get the series back and end it for him not to get it.
I get you.
Freddie Freeman is the great American baseball player. He's in the last third of his career. He's not fallen off. He did come back from a serious ankle injury this season.
Yeah.
And he's still produced. He's who was the guy that did it for the Dodgers in the 80s?
Kirk Gibson.
Kirk Gibson. So he's a little bit of that Kirk Gibson, but actually much more of a baseball player than Kirk Gibson ever was, politely, with respect to the man.
Kurt was hobbling around the bases back then.
On a broken, fractured leg.
Judge. I'll try to update these stats. He is now 6 for 43 in the 2024 postseason. His batting average was 199. He's probably about 194 now.
It's 187 after last night.
That was 187? All
right. 187 after last night.
And he hit last night, though. I thought he hit. I saw him hit something.
No. He wouldn't be under 190 if he got a single.
He walked. Maybe that's why you saw him on. And
a walk is so.
He's in 55 games in the postseason. He's struck out now 86 times.
Damn!
That's 3 strikeouts a game. If you're getting 4 at-bats. If you're getting 4 at-bats.
AL MVP.
I saw Stanton. I saw him coming around third. He looked slow to me. You know what play I'm talking about?
Yeah, when he got thrown out.
Bro, he can't run.
He's
up there, though. He's not.
So, first of all, that was a major part of last night's game.
I saw that a mile away. They're going to get him out. I saw how he was running.
Also, that ball was hit into the middle center field on a bounce. It was tailor-made. I mean, my little cousin who's in AA ball could have made the home.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Listen, I think that third base coach... Dude, if you actually keep him...
Just have him stay.
Have him sit on third because that gives motivation and energy to the batter in the dugout. Seeing your guys on base, an opportunity to score in a series you're down...
It looked funny money.
It did. It was a suspect call.
All you got to do is put the ball in play if you're the next guy up.
I'm saying.
The run's in.
What else you got, P?
About the game? I don't really want to talk about much more.
You want to jump on the officiating?
Yes.
I felt like you wanted to touch base on that.
I'm not going to blame. I'm not going on these people. I'm not going to blame the officiating at all.
You're not a conspiracy theorist?
No, not you. I'm not going to blame.
Yo, the strike zone was wider than an ice cream truck last night, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
And not in favor of the Yankees.
Is that what we're doing?
I mean, it was called both ways, but last night it was the widest strike zone I've seen in the postseason. Wow. Specifically last night.
Wow. That's crazy.
Just an observation. And
All
I'm
right,
not into
so
that, but.
I don't know what the criteria is for picking.
Yes.
Umpires for baseball.
The officials. You're saying the criteria.
They are ranked. They're all ranked all through the season.
Just so people know, when you go into the playoffs and World Series, there's different officials, right?
Yep.
And they get picked. Almost every sport. And in every sport, they pick what? The cream of the crop. Like the best officials, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
go ahead, P.
This is merit is the guiding principle when selecting umpires for the World Series, with the top priority given to those with the highest ratings and evaluations.
Yes.
That is the criteria.
Boom.
Let's see, the umpire ranks that are in there are 18th, 24th, 32nd, 37th, 49th, 60th, and 73rd of 90 umpires.
You should have the top 10 guys in my mind.
Correct.
Who are these guys?
Correct.
Is there something political going on here?
So let me make a point to you about this, because we're all on the outside theorizing when we talk about this. Angel Hernandez was paid a record buyout, former MLB veteran employee of over 24 years. I think 27 years actually. He was an umpire.
Educate me.
The middle of this season, I think after the All-Star break, they basically bought his contract out and had him retire. Like, the memes were going crazy. He was awful. It was so there is absolutely a seniority and a political piece to this about who's been around the longest. But the irony about that is
this is the problem baseball has as a whole
major
for
problem.
me.
Well, it's a major problem because we all know that athletes, it's what we can do with our eyes, our minds, our bodies, our hearts. Younger people physically perform better in physical positions. So you should really be not necessarily going with younger umpires, but those that have the higher accuracy rate.
Why have the ranking system if you're not going to use it?
You're not going to leverage it. Yeah, why make that public as well?
So I'm going to do this again, the same thing with the Boone thing. Why is the MLB doing this? Why are they picking these guys?
I don't
Why?
know. I don't know why does the NFL not make their employees who are referees full-time employees? It's a $24 billion enterprise, and we're sitting here looking at guys know how to throw flags one week, and the following week they don't know what the difference is.
And that's a lot harder than an MLB umpire.
The umpires make decent money.
No, I'm just saying
those guys are choosing to do other things.
Major League Baseball umpires are full-time employees year-round, not in pro football, which makes absolutely no sense to me because both sports are played 6 months a year.
So if you're a baseball referee, you can't get another job?
You can.
Yeah, off season.
However, you're paid, however it's structured, full-time for the year.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
From what I understand, even if you make more as an NFL referee or umpire, the reality is they're not considered full-time employees. And there's absolutely a connection between the quality of output if you're a full-time employee and feel full-time committed to something.
Well,
it's like a teacher. You get the summer off.
100%. I'm appalled.
I can't hate on the NFL, though, because during the playoffs, Super Bowl, they do have the best officials in there.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
NBA, I think it's the same way.
Same thing with the NBA.
Baseball, for whatever reason, they're on this island, and they want to do their own thing.
Yeah, because it's the oldest sport. That's why. They've been always doing it this way, and the tradition. You know how it is in baseball and tradition, man. It's a funky sport.
But that's a blatant what he's saying.
I know we're in an era where accuracy drives economies. So
how do you
need
have
to be accurate.
But how do you have a guy that's ranked 73rd out of 90 working the World Series?
100%. I agree.
Where were they with the instant replay thing? Are they doing that in baseball? Were they the last ones to jump on with that? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were last.
Yeah.
Wow. But balls and strikes are not argued, and
that's exactly.
Yeah, because that's the integrity of the game.
When you have the camera right there going down, like I'm literally watching on TV. You see a strike or a outside pitch a mile away, and the umpire calls the opposite, and you're like, what?
I do believe that there should be an opportunity for either team, either once or twice in
to challenge or something,
and not in extra innings. Only in the first 9 innings, because if there is a bad call that affects outcomes, such as a strikeout with bases loaded, I don't know what you do, because what happens is 3 strikes is 3 strikes, 4 balls is 4 balls.
Yeah.
You're going to put the guy back in the box for an extra pitch. You're going to make that pitcher throw. So there's the integrity of the game thing that gets messed with when you adjust that.
And I think they're trying to reduce the time, too, because people have been
already
giving them a hard go about this.
And they have.
Yeah.
That would probably
the pitch clock and all that.
Yeah, that would make it more if you start doing the replay and stuff like that, and people. Yeah, they're trying to trim it down. So.
Do you know how many baseball games took more than 2.5 hours this season?
I don't know.
3. Do you know how many the last season? 30. The year before, 190. Pitch clock is helping.
So they are trimming it down.
But they can also help the game out by, like you said, having a couple of challenges. If you're not gonna get rid of the home plate ump in the first place, by replacing them with a computer or something.
All right, so you know me, I deal with the ultimate. Let's back it all the way up. Is this affecting the World Series? You think it's affecting it?
That first game, but it went both ways. I'm not saying.
I don't know if I could rock with. I just think the Dodgers are on fire right now.
The Dodgers are on fire, but there's no way that in a sport where every single time the ball is thrown, it affects the outcome of the game. There can't be an effect from consistency from officiating.
You guys are arguing. If it had just went left. If Boone had just did this,
because we don't know.
The facts are the facts, man.
No, you gotta know. You have to know what a ball and a strike is when you're sitting at the plate. You gotta know as a pitcher that where I'm placing it, it's a strike. And if you're not getting the call,
and that's an established zone, the umpire is consistently calling.
So you're literally saying to me, we're both. I don't know if P might agree. The Dodgers are the better team.
Yeah.
They are playing better baseball. Can we agree on that?
Head and shoulders.
Your argument is they don't need no help.
Exactly.
I rock with you on that. All right, I'll stand in the sand with you on that.
Because the guy was wildly inconsistent the first game, the home plate ump.
What else you got on this, man? You want to wallow in it a little more?
I don't know.
Or your heart's broken?
No, it's over.
All right. That's okay. So, what is your prediction?
Hopefully, they win one more game.
Is that tonight? Tomorrow night?
Tonight, I believe. Yeah.
Tonight, it could be potentially over.
Wait, is it tonight?
Is it tonight or tomorrow? I thought it was.
I think it's tonight.
I think it might be tonight.
So.
And you know what? If the Dodgers are going to win, let them win a Yankee Stadium so they can't really enjoy it.
That guy. Don't be that guy.
I hate winning on somebody else's field because it's great, but it's not as good as winning at home.
What do you think?
I don't know, man. Winning it all is winning it all. It doesn't matter
where you are.
Doesn't matter what hill of sand you're standing
for them, but for the fans, it's even more special when you win at home.
Do you see them closing it out tonight? Dodgers.
I say the Dodgers close out in the next game. I do not see. I think there's a lot of frustration with individual Yankees. I don't see, they're in the dugout pounding the barrier, trying to rally each other up. But I don't see any one of them having individual success that they can push that energy off onto another teammate. I just don't think the mood in that clubhouse is going to carry them to a win.
The only way
they're going to get swept, I really do. You got to have all your bats come out. You got to get 5 runs against the Dodgers before the 5th inning of the next game to have that series carry on.
Go ahead,
Paul. Agree or disagree?
I agree. Judge. The only way is Judge coming out of it in an incredible game.
He's not.
And he's not.
He's not.
And by the way, that's not one home run for Judge. Judge needs to go 3 for 4 in a game.
He needs to go bananas.
Or 2 for 2.
He needs to go bananas.
He can't catch a slider that a pitcher missed on and it goes in the seats. That's not Judge coming out of a slump.
He needs to go bananas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna circle this way too with it. Before this, I was like, this is great for baseball. Before any of this happened, I was like, yo, yeah.
As a series, yeah.
It would have been.
If they ended tonight, I don't know.
No one will even remember who they played.
You don't want this.
The good thing for the Yankees is no one will remember.
You don't want this.
I mean, right?
You just don't want it. You just don't. You don't want the sweep. You don't want it. You want the extra games too, just for eyeballs on the product.
When was the last time a World Series was a sweep too? When was the last time a team went 4-0 right out the gate like that? I don't recall. I don't remember.
Wow. So this is to me, it's bad. That's my opinion. You got anything else baseball wise?
There's only 2 teams playing right now.
All right.
It's not really a lot.
You guys been watching a little bit? I'm just gonna hop over a little bit of NBA or no?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
What are you seeing so far?
I don't know. How many games is Celtics gonna win this season? And what's their first loss? What's their first loss going to be? I want to know. Like they won by 20 last night, and they were goofing, and their 5th or 6th best player on the bench scored 28 points, 8 threes.
Who is the Pritchard? Who is this guy?
Yeah, well, you know what they gave.
Who is he?
Hold on, Peyton Pritchard got a bag last year. They gave him, I think, 4 years at 40 or 4 at 40. and he was the highest paid bench player in the league.
Who is this guy? Like
Hats
I was
off
watching
to Danny Ainge, man.
I'm watching this guy. I'm
Brad
like,
Stevens. I'm sorry. Hats off to Brad Stevens.
yo, he's pulling up from the parking lot. I don't.
He's been doing this. He's been doing this.
Like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
You gotta pay attention.
He looks crazy.
In the playoffs last year, I forget what series it was. They inbounded the ball just before halftime. I think they were up by 3, and they just let him walk over half court. And he goes, you know what? I'm just gonna take a 3, and he nailed it.
Yeah.
Who's the other cat? He used to have the flat top. White, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yep.
They just look crazy, man. They look crazy. At any given time, any one of them can light you up.
They have a nice balance.
The problem with the Celtics is that it doesn't matter which combination of 5 guys is on the floor. There's always 3 guys who are either all-stars, Team USA basketball, or the best bench players in the league.
Yeah.
And by the way, let me remind you, the best bench players in the league on the Celtics are the best bench players in the league, period.
Yeah.
So they got to be starters.
It's crazy.
They got to be starters on other teams. So,
I'm looking at the Bucks last night. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. They're gonna do the dance with them a little bit. Giannis, he looked small to me. Giannis looks small. Dame, I don't know. The Celtics just look massive to me. Not in physics, like in my eyes.
Yeah.
But when you match up team player for player,
it's not even close.
It's not even close.
Even Al Horford can spin off. Whoever's covering Al Horford isn't going to come up to the 3-point line to block to guard him. So Al will go get you three threes in a game out of nowhere.
That's my point, and that's the whole league. I'm trying to think of what team where you have the complementary pieces. You have a bench guys. I don't know any team that has that.
Like I said, what's their first loss? Who are they going to lose to? And also, who really gives? Like, I think young teams. So the Timberwolves and I believe the New Orleans Pelicans, because of their youth and their spring, could really give the Celtics a headache here and there. But who you think the Knicks? You think the Heat? You think the Bucks? You think
if
the
and
Raptors
when they
are going to
lose,
cause a problem?
if and when the Celtics
they struggled with
lose,
Detroit the other night. They didn't pull that game out till late.
It'll be like a off night. That's all I can think of. On all cylinders, there's nobody beating them.
Or maybe they just
I'm sorry.
Take it back a notch, like the way the Bulls didn't go all the way in.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
So someone else.
It's been a grip since I've seen a squad like this. I'm being honest. It's been a long, long time, and like these guys, where did Pritchard play college ball? I don't even know. I have no clue.
I'm not sure.
It's crazy. Back to another thing too. I know how we were talking about officiating when I was watching that game. A lot of the non-calls, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, that's a foul. That's a foul. And then Giannis was getting fouls like Tatum. I know he cries a lot, but a lot of it be legit. And I'm like, why didn't you call that foul? Why didn't you?
I don't know what it is with basketball. I think that officiating in basketball I think the refs in basketball have to warm up the same way players have to warm up. I don't think it's like that in pro football. I don't think it's like that in pro baseball.
You're saying the officials have to warm up?
Yes, I think the officials have to get used to seeing the most apex athletes in the world playing that sport bang into each other for a couple weeks before they're like, okay, I've been missing this now.
Really?
I do. Unless you're watching. You think those guys are watching tape all summer?
Where are you grabbing that from, though?
Because I think the sport is played differently. It's nonstop, close contact. Football is stop and go. Baseball is stop and go. I think hockey's similar. I think hockey and basketball have that thing.
They just go.
There's constant
You blow
movement.
the whistle, boom.
Yeah, and there are stoppages in hockey when you blow the whistle, the same way there is in basketball. Same kind of tempo situation where it's up and back until there's a stop. I think those officials have to get used to that. And I think that's a thing in basketball. For sure.
But you're an official, man. I don't know if I can. I don't know. And back to your original statement. If you're trying to get these guys to be full-time employees.
Yes, in football, which they're not. Which I don't understand.
I don't know.
Yo, back to your point about Pritchard. He's number 2 in the NBA in three-pointers right now, so you better learn who he is.
Peyton Pritchard.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's only getting better, and that's because, I tell you, they gave
How tall is the cat? He's not that tall.
6'1".
He's got to be 6'1", 6'2", soaking wet.
He's no taller than me.
He looks like the dude from down the street.
He is the dude from down the street, and you slept on him, and now he stole your girlfriend. That's all that is.
And they're getting married. They're getting married.
Having kids, picking out a truck. Dude's chilling.
Wow.
He just got.
Oh, by the way, he did just get married.
Did he?
And he was interviewed yesterday.
It was your ex-girlfriend.
By the way, yesterday he was out with his girlfriend in the park before the game, and he ended up playing pickup with some kid in a park, and someone saw it and it went viral. And they were asking him after the game. He goes, "I don't know, we went for a walk with my girl, and I saw this kid with a ball, so I started playing with him." And then he went out and dropped 8 threes on the Bucks. Think about that.
Yo.
The kid watching that game that night going, I was just playing ball with that guy.
So nuts.
What else you got, baby?
Yo, all right, let's talk about how the Heat did D-Wade dirty.
Oh, my God.
I'm trying to see the picture of the statue.
No, it's real bad.
What is going
All right,
on?
Coop, you know that famous photo where he throws the alley to LeBron and he does the wings? He does the wings? That picture, they superimpose the head on him. You know that poster?
Yes.
It's so bad.
I seen it. It just doesn't look. It looks.
I told you, I saw this meme. I don't know if is that coming up on the camera?
Yeah, a little bit. Go closer. Yep. That's the dude from Rocky.
It's so bad. Now, here's my question. Now, the technology we have these days, we want to do a head of Coop because Coop got a nice head.
Yes.
They have the lasers and they take all the angles and they measure everything. Was the guy drunk when he came to work and hit the wrong button on the computer? Like,
was that hand?
It's all lasers. That hand done?
Was that the hand done by hand?
That's
some guy
crazy.
chiseling it out of the bronze. I don't know.
It's really bad.
Did you see Wade's face?
Oh yeah, his own face. He was like,
He was like, oh goddamn.
They sent the wrong head over. It's another dude.
That's Dermot Thomas's bust from the NFL. They put it on his body.
So, I'm glad you guys got me laughing. So, if you're Dwayne Wade, what?
You just forget that statue exists.
Where are they putting this statue? Does anybody know?
Probably outside the arena, right?
First of all, anyone knows anything about Pat Riley, that thing will be gone before we're done with this podcast. And anyone knows anything about Dwayne Wade, he doesn't have to say anything about it. It's just going to be gone.
Yeah, it's just muted.
It'll just be gone.
Do you? Okay, so here's the photo. Do you scrap it? Do you get rid of it and try again?
You put it somewhere.
You call another company and you go, "Here's what we got."
What company was this?
Who cares? I don't know. Let's not put them out of business. Let's not put them out of business.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they put themselves out of business.
It's kind of like that comedian last night.
I know.
God.
But nobody's checking you. Nobody
looked at the final product.
Nobody's saying, "Yo, I don't know, Poppy." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Whoever was in charge of that whole thing.
Somebody lost their job.
Yeah.
You know that. Someone lost their job.
Did they like not go and look at it and go, who's that? Who's that statue of? That's the one I did at D-Wade.
Is this the wrong order number? Let me check the invoice. Let me check the invoice.
It looks like that it probably went through. I don't even know. I can't even think of anything. It's so ridiculous.
Or they gotta look at that so late that there was no time to do anything about it. Like whoever put I'm guarantee you the maintenance guy who put the cover over it to unveil it was like, no, this is not gonna go well.
You know what it reminds me of? It looks like it's melting. Almost like I don't know, like
you ever have his cheeks and his eyes like it's running, like it looks like he's crying.
Exactly, it looks like when they probably had it right, and then wherever they said it, it probably set wrong. And then they were like, "It's too late now."
Also, his head is way more narrow than that. Like the bust of his head is so wide in that picture. Like
I was looking at it going, he's a good-looking guy. I'm like, what?
Where's the guy from? Throw in the towel! Throw in the towel! Anyway, we're getting carried away. You want to take a quick break, come back and get on this NFL?
Yeah, let's talk about the Cowboys.
We'll talk about that next. It smells delicious in here.
Yo, I think they just brought some sandwiches in.
Yes.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, there's some sandwiches.
We live from the Bodega on Smith. I got Matt Sizzle and P. Bizzle in the building. Episode 59. Who's the guy?
Jack Ham.
Jack Ham.
And we're back. So last night was awesome football game. I think it was kind of weird.
It started slow, though.
It started slow, but then, I would say middle of the third quarter, it was just like a good football game. I couldn't tell who was going to win it. I feel bad. There's something off with the Giants. And I know.
You're just figuring that out.
No, I mean,
this is the Giants. See my notes?
Listen, I gotta tell you, the Giants like the Jets. There's something always off. I don't know why they said out loud 2 weeks ago, Dayball is going to be there for 2 years. It's the most blasphemous thing I've ever heard. But I felt bad for the quarterback.
He might not make the season.
I don't think it's the quarterback. I really don't. I know he's not performing.
Wait, you gotta get out.
I don't think it's just the quarterback.
No, it's not just.
No, it's not just the quarterback.
But that's a main reason.
Well, sometimes you take a quarterback out of a situation, and the situation gets better, and the quarterback gets better. Not always, and I'm not saying...
Well, you can say Baker Mayfield.
Nah, I can't rock with you.
No,
I
man.
can't rock with
Jared
you
Goff.
Look at Baker Mayfield 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Now look at him.
Look at anybody that's been in Cleveland and then left Cleveland.
Anyone now other than Eli Manning in New York quarterbacks never successful.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm not a hater. I don't feel that way about Daniel Jones. Nope. I feel wherever he goes, he has this look on his face too. I just don't think he's any good.
You played for the Giants all those years. See what your face looks like.
That's pretty funny, right?
Get DeVito in there, man. Get him in there.
I'll tell you right now. Last night was really about Mike Tomlin and his Steelers. I mean,
I rock with you on that. I know we're wasting time on the Giants. It is about Pittsburgh.
It is about last night was really about Pittsburgh, and also those guys are just figuring it out right when they need to. I think they are your dark horse playoff contender, and I do think that Justin Fields is very happy watching right now a Super Bowl winning quarterback in Russell Wilson, who is apparently not completely dried up, is a better game manager.
I gotta rock with you on that.
He's a better game manager, a better communicator.
I'm rocking with you.
Well, he wasn't bad in Denver last year.
I'm rocking with you.
Yeah, he's legit, and he always has been. It's an environmental with him. I also think he gets a bad rap. He's like, he's the quarterback that has to have his own corner office. Well, maybe that's what's made him successful over his career. We can't get into those details if you're winning.
I said that about Tomlin. All he needs is a little bit. You gave him a little, like a quarterback.
He gets more out of the bottle than anybody else.
Yes, he's that type of coach.
Always.
Are they beating Baltimore though?
Well, look how Baltimore lost to Cleveland.
Don't look so incredulous.
But look how Baltimore lost to Cleveland this weekend. Let's have that conversation.
Actually, the Steelers do very well against Baltimore.
I do agree. That's a division thing. That's why that explains the Cleveland thing to me.
First of all, you just gave Baltimore just got Derrick Henry, who's the number one leading rusher in the game right now at almost 30, and he's the largest rusher in the game. I said this ever. I said correct. Shout out Jacobs, second biggest ever.
Big Brandon Jacobs.
Christian Okoye actually.
Okoye was big.
Was the biggest one.
Nightmare.
No, but think about it for a second, and not to get off of last night's great game, but if you want to talk about, I said in episode 55, the Ravens have absolutely no excuses. You have possibly the third ranking the third MVP in a row for your quarterback. You have Derrick Henry. You have a great coach. You have a strong organization and a good defense.
They got no receivers. That's their weakness.
But you don't need it because you've invested in the running back and the quarterback,
right,
who averaged 240 yards a game together before they throw the ball.
So did you watch the Cleveland thing? What happened with that game then? What happened?
That's the problem.
Jameis, he snuck in the back and
335 yards,
he catches you off guard like that.
We've been calling for Jameis. We've been calling for it.
I think everyone.
But this Jameis. He looked crazy.
James always put numbers up. He just didn't.
No, he was blessing everybody though.
I know, but he always put numbers up.
He was blessing everybody. I think every receiver.
What I want to know is Cleveland's always suspect because you know that if he's doing that in the game, he's doing it in practice. And what the hell was Deshaun Watson doing in practice? And what's up with that general manager going, why are we not sitting Deshaun Watson? I'm telling you, there's ownership way too far in that organization's decision making, game in and game out. When you play Deshaun Watson, the way he played the last 3 weeks, he was available. You know that Jameis was firing in practice, but no one was letting him touch the field. It makes no sense. Look how fast.
Well, it does make sense from a financial standpoint.
Look how fast you pulled Jacoby Brissett and put in your rookie third overall pick.
Yeah,
you know
but there's not money involved. You gotta do that. You gotta do that. It's money involved.
I understand, but you already wrote that check and you made it fully guaranteed. So even if you got hit by a truck the next day, it doesn't matter. You still gotta go with the backup guy. You gotta look at your polish.
I can't rock with you on that.
If it's a fully guaranteed contract and he's not earning any of it, it doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't sit his ass.
Compared to the other top quarterbacks now, he isn't even making that much money.
But you have to. You want to.
But he's not a top quarterback.
You want
right.
He's not a top quarterback.
What?
You guys are looking at it from a player standpoint. As an owner, you want what you paid for.
That's correct, but I feel like that's bad business because you already made the decision. You already wrote that check. That's what I'm saying. You already wrote that check. You made that decision. It's not working out. As soon as you know it's not working out, you need to make a bet. You make a better decision.
You buy a car and it's a lemon. How much money are you going to keep putting into that car?
My man, I'm saying.
So here's the argument. People do that all the time.
But
they just do. You probably have. You have. I have. How long?
We're on a national stage now for everybody to talk about us.
I don't think they think that much. You're giving them too much credit. I think they do think like how we think. They just do. Like they're millionaires, but they're still stingy and tight with their money. So you're gonna say, I just spent this amount of money for this, and you're telling me that it's crap? I can't. I don't know. I don't know where I would stand with that. So you're literally saying I threw this money out the window.
If I'm the owner, I'm looking at the GM
that's
going.
What billionaires do, man.
Yeah.
That's
all
what
the time.
Do.
Nah, I can't. Then they wouldn't be billionaires. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're not making. Do you understand the space I'm going into?
No, but I think that's part of what actually does make them billionaires. If I go to a bar and order a craft cocktail and it sucks, fuck it, just get rid of it. I need a new one. Make me a new drink. I've already spent the money. I was already committed to trying that drink out. It didn't work out. I need another drink. It's a bad.
They have the money.
It's a bad analogy.
You don't have the money
not
to do
that
it.
cut and dry.
It's not that cut.
It's not.
But you know what is cut and dry?
Go ahead, business. Just saying.
Watching a backup quarterback go for 340 and 3 touchdowns over the middle.
You got me. Look. All I'm arguing is I agree that you should have sacked the cat. You should have got rid of him or whatever you need to do to disassociate with this guy. But all I'm saying is it's not that easy, man. Investments don't work like that. It just doesn't. Like, think about, you ever did like Robinhood or any kind of trading? You know you're sitting there like this. You're moving, you're like, I don't know. I don't know. You know that's how you get down. You just do.
Yeah.
You just do.
But it's crazy, though. You bring in him, you get rid of Amari, and your offense is better. You get the kid Tillman, who went for 2 touchdowns, I think, and
let's be clear. Let's be clear. We might be smoking a little bit early because I want to see. You know how Jameis is, too, though. Let's be honest with this kid.
Dude loves crab legs.
He makes one bad decision in his life.
I'm sorry.
I
didn't mean to go too retroactive, but let's be
clear. Let's give him. For me, I like to see a 3-game sample. Can I get that?
I think he deserves 3.
Can I get 3-game sample?
He doesn't even need that.
Oh,
he's going to be better than what
they just signed Zappy, didn't they?
They're going to be better than what they were getting from Watson.
I cannot see him doing this.
You going back to Watson?
No, I just can't see him.
Well,
you can't go back to Watson.
He's going to put up some numbers. He's going to put up better numbers than Watson.
Yeah.
He's going to give your team a better chance to win.
I really want to see the Ravens play Pittsburgh. I really want to see the Ravens in Pittsburgh play so badly. Can you imagine?
That's going to be tough.
That would be a hell of a game.
Here's another thing. I'm going to segue. I'm bringing this around to you, P. Like, it's going to be funny.
All right.
It's not funny. Why don't people be on that ownership group in Cleveland or the owners the way that they beat on Jerry Jones? I feel like every other team, because they get like a pass. Why does Jerry Jones get killed? If Jerry Jones did something like this, they would be ready to hang him up.
You just answered your own question.
Go ahead.
Cleveland Browns, Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
And I'm not even talking about...
That's what we want. We want clarity here, just to make it clear.
What team gets watched the most, no matter if they're good or bad?
I rock with you.
But isn't it about the decision makers at the end of the day?
He's an owner though that's out there. These guys are kind of behind the scenes.
So I'll give you a perfect example of really bad ownership right now. We're all watching it in the Meadowlands. You know, listen, and I'll give you. And Jerry's a better owner than the Jets are. I sincerely believe that because he's impassioned. He makes calculated decisions. He goes and spends money on big pieces. You know.
Wait, I thought you were talking about the Giants for a minute. But go ahead.
No. So here's the deal: you go get Aaron Rodgers, and then you give him his binky, Yankee. You go get his offensive coordinator who he needs. Then you fire a defensive coach who does good clock management. What did we watch them do the other night? Blow all their freaking timeouts in the first half, in the second quarter, in 4 minutes. That tells me
he's fired up.
You fire a coach. This is ownership. You get rid of Robert Salas, who can protect your clock and your defense, and you pass the buck to the offensive coordinator, the Aaron Rodgers.
I want y'all to look at my face.
Bad ownership.
I'm smiling because I'm with him 1,000% on what he's saying.
Bad ownership, man. So Jerry Jones is not a bad owner. He's a very good owner. The problem is he makes decisions on his own, and he's not qualified to do that. He really never has been. Ooh. And he never wants to yield to anybody else in the room, even though he pays for the best coaches as well.
But the problem is with Jerry Jones, at least this is what I think it is, when he had that early success.
Yeah.
And that formula did work.
He's still snake bitten by that, and he's living in that era.
That's my point.
He's snake bitten by his success.
He hasn't changed with the time.
He's given up more control than he used to have.
Well, I think I'll yield to Paul here. Paul, wouldn't you agree? Like Mike McCarthy's when he's in that boardroom is a yes man. Jason Garrett, former player for the Cowboys,
yes man.
Yes man.
The last yes man he didn't have was Parcells was the last yes man he didn't have.
These guys are pigeonholed to their titles as coaches, so they're not going to be the best game managers, best clock managers. They're not going to be the best disciplinarians in and out of the locker room because they are disciplinarianed by Jerry as an owner. So that translates to the organization. Now, that's not an indictment of the team because you have the best players, but everything stops with Jerry. Just the same way in the Meadowlands with the Jets, everything stops with ownership.
Okay.
Really.
So, Perfect, I wanted to get on your team. How do you feel?
How do you think I feel? I'm ecstatic.
Let me do this again. These are the Dallas Cowboys now.
I am ecstatic about my team. How do you think I feel?
Let's go.
I'm trying not to swear.
What'd you see?
Undisciplined.
Sunday night, right? That was a Sunday night game?
They're undisciplined.
You guys were in that game, though. You were in that game.
At the end, we weren't in we scored 2 late touchdowns. Dak to CD, and that was the thing. Same thing against the Ravens when they played the Ravens. They came roaring back in the fourth quarter against the Ravens too. They can't get started.
Did Dak throw a pick in that game?
2.
He threw 2 picks. He has 8 picks over 7 games. 8 picks over 7 games.
Yes, probably. Yes, he had 6.
So he's top 5 as for starting quarterbacks interceptions.
For the guy, and I don't understand the whole. I know they don't have a running game, and everybody keeps saying you can't establish a running game. Well, you're not going to establish it when you're down 3 touchdowns already. You're never going to be able to get a chance.
First of all, running game gets established in the first quarter, always the first 15 plays, because that's what opens up your secondary and your slot receivers as well as your wideouts. You get that box, you get 9 to 10 guys in that box, and the second you see it, you drop a pass play. When you have to establish a running game to get that box filled by the defenders, and if you don't, you're not going to get a secondary. I don't know what the Cowboys do. They have 15, 20 plays out the gate, right?
Yeah.
But they never really it never really translates.
Are you putting them? Are they done? Are you putting them with the Yankees? Are you putting your Cowboys with your Yankees as of yet?
I think there's a potential for them to not be done. It's these next couple of games could absolutely destroy them. But if they could win 1 out of the next 3 and then get their shit together, because they got a lot of guys out on defense. They got the two of their cornerbacks, the top 3 cornerbacks have been out. The 2 pass rushers. They get no pass rush.
But here's the thing, Pete, when they were in, you still were getting.
I think they created 6 turnovers the whole season so far. They had negative 8 or 9 in turnover ratio.
Even when Micah and even when you were full-fledged, you still were getting cooked in that first half. What is it? Is it discipline? Is it coaching? What's going on? There's no reason why the Dallas Cowboys should be this bad.
It's culture, man. It's a culture.
Culture.
It's totally a culture thing, and culture comes from culture. I think once you start a football season and you have a couple wins and a couple losses, you know what you are. The problem is there's so much stacked into the expectations for the Cowboys are when they don't have success. Everyone puts their head down. And that is their culture. They play with their heads down, like inside. And then they go to play, and they have some success for a quarter or 2. You get CeeDee Lamb catches a 40-yard pass on the sideline, but then they turn the ball over inside the 5 and have to punt. Like, this is what they do. They have these great plays, but they never close, and that's a culture issue, man. It does go back to discipline to a degree. I agree with that.
They're playing very undisciplined. It's sloppy.
What are they for penalties? They're not up there for penalties this year, though.
Yeah, they're always up there. They're always up there for penalties.
They are the number one most penalized team in the league for the last 4 years in a row. Number one most penalized. And by the way, it's not even close.
And you could when you're playing well, you can overcome that. When you're not playing well,
it's glaring.
It's glaring.
Winning cures everything, bro, and they don't win. You could be the most. You could look at the Ravens. They can just barely win a game, but if they have 6 wins, who cares? Chiefs aren't even playing that good of football right now. They're 7-0. They don't look that good. Guess what? 7-0 is pretty damn good.
And aside from the game itself, I hate Chris Collinsworth.
Oh, yeah, he gets more and more unpopular every season.
I can't. He was the one interception Dak threw. He was getting sacked by Bosa. No, Dak couldn't step into it.
Wow.
He didn't get touched by Bosa until after he released the ball, but he couldn't step into the ball. And then he's like, Dalvin Cook is bringing something to this team, some speed. He touched the ball 2 times for 5 yards. What do you mean he brings something else to this team? How can you even see that yet?
Why are you hating on Collinsworth?
Because Collinsworth sucks.
Nah,
That's fucking funny.
You want to jump on the rankings and do a couple picks?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, this is what we're going to do, Matt. All we're going to do is dismantle what he says because this is his personal rankings. All right? It's P's Power Rankings.
Let's go.
We
need like a theme song
Week
for this.
2. Week 2, P's Power Rankings. Number 10.
Number 10, making a debut. The Philadelphia Eagles. They were unranked.
I'll rock with. I'll put him at 10. I'll rock with that.
Put him at 10.
All right, number 9, the Minnesota Vikings dropping from 5th to 9th this week from after that loss. I think they're starting to show
the colors,
their true colors.
All right, I gotta hop in. I disagree with that.
Okay.
I disagree with that. I think you're one call away from a different outcome. I believe the game was mostly decided. They did have the ball inside their own 5, but you're taking away all this success this season and how hot that quarterback's been with a no call. I mean, the guy's helmet was backwards when he got up. What are we talking about?
Well,
they should have won the Detroit game too.
Part of the problem is the teams around
Detroit's
them too.
nasty.
I had trouble. I didn't want to bring him down that low, but with the teams that were around him, I had trouble not bringing them down there.
I also agree with him because the rest of the list is going to be
probably crazy. But go ahead, Pete.
Yeah.
All right, going up 1 spot to number 8, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They beat the Giants. I can't.
Yeah, you can't.
I can't make them.
Too much.
I can't bring them too far
up. The Giants are awful.
Yeah, but divisionally speaking, that's in your division, and you need to win that game. And
well, not the Giants. The Giants aren't.
Pardon me, but that's an opponent you should
beat them, smack them up. All right.
And yeah, you didn't destroy them, but
yeah.
All right, number 7 going up a spot is the Green Bay Packers at 6-2.
That's debatable.
It's 6-2.
That's debatable. I don't know.
But all good teams this time of year are 6-2. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of them are.
Yeah, there's a lot of 6-2 teams in the league.
It's just a debatable space for me.
Well, the problem is when I give you the rest of the teams, tell me who they can move up on. That's the thing.
I could swap them with Minnesota.
The Packers?
The Packers?
Yeah. No.
I think that.
Where do you have Minnesota at? 9?
9. 2 spots.
If you had them play this week, I think the Vikings spank.
I think the Vikings will beat them. They will beat them.
Absolutely.
That's my point.
Okay.
I don't know, but go ahead. Pete.
All right. This is what this list is here for.
Yep.
Dropping 3 spots to number 6, I have the Baltimore Ravens because that was a bad loss.
I'm rocking with you. I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
They should be. They have enough potential. They have enough talent.
I do think they got caught off guard with the Jameis thing. I do. I think they got caught out. I think they got caught out there.
They had no tape too.
Yeah, you weren't ready for him.
He was ready, and he was dying.
And he was ready for them.
Did you see the stuff before the pregame?
No.
He was fired up.
He was.
He was bouncing all over the place.
He's better than anyone. He
should be a preacher.
He will be. He will be. He'll have like a mega church in Missouri one day.
When I stole those crab legs.
When I threw that touchdown pass.
But go ahead.
All right, so Ravens to 6, Commanders number 5, moving up a spot.
Is that recency bias because of that Hail Mary?
Yeah, I rock with that.
All right, listen. That's about,
I do rock with that.
I don't know if that's about the team or the quarterback because first of all, you're not going to get that Hail Mary, but you did. And also, it's the Bears, man. You beat the Bears. You should beat the brakes off the Bears.
The Bears actually
Their
have
defense
a
is
good
legit.
team.
Their offense is what's funny money.
But that's why you should beat the Bears because the offense.
The Bears.
It's a combination of beating the Bears, a great defense, and they put up a bunch of points.
Yeah.
Every week they're putting up 30 points a game.
Go ahead, do your dance, P.
And the other thing is, did you see speaking of that Hail Mary?
Yeah.
The guy Tyreek Stevenson.
No.
He was supposed to be one of the cornerbacks that was back there for that toss-up.
Yeah.
Homeboy is taunting the crowd. He's off to the right, taunting the crowd. The Bears fans in the thing
They're like,
are
turn
pointing,
around.
The ball's on the way. He was supposed to block out
I
Noah
didn't
Brown.
know this.
By the
He
way,
was supposed to.
Pardon me, Paul.
Yeah.
He showed up back late to the pile. Now, do you guys know how the tip drill works?
Yeah.
You
gotta have a guy behind too,
though,
right?
What you're supposed to do is
One guy in front.
If you're the defensive team, you post man. There's 4 men in the box, sometimes a fifth.
Yeah.
And then you have then the extra defender goes high post to defend the end zone. And then if you have an extra player downfield, they're gonna get the forward tip from your own team, and they get to maybe run it in or take it back the other way.
Yeah. There should be nobody behind you though.
He was the post player supposed to be in the end zone.
Oh.
He realized he was late to the party, and he and his gift went right into the end zone. He didn't show up in the end zone. He actually was the guy that caused the tip. Can you believe that?
But anyway, what else?
That's I had that for that. Let's see.
4.
4 is the Buffalo Bills at 6-2.
I can't dispute. I have no dispute.
Listen, I don't like how often Gosh Allen throws taters like he Napoleon Dynamite in science class. He also has that look on his face like the New York Giants quarterback where he's sort of like, oh, all right, yeah, I'm ready, let's go. Like he always looks like he just woke up, but he's such a freak.
But he's
dirty. Dirty.
When they're dominant, they're dominant.
He
Dude,
just looks crazy.
Why didn't he just go play pro baseball and throw seeds for 15 years? I would have just gone and played baseball, bro, if I was him.
Some of these cats love football, man.
I know.
They
You
just
must.
love it.
You must. That's why Colin Murray came to football.
And they haven't even gotten Cooper going yet.
Yeah, no, it's true. They just got him back.
Imagine if he heats
This
up.
is he's not even cooking yet. Number 3, and these are all tough because there's all detractions for some teams. And the Texans, number 3, they're good 6-2.
Ooh,
They're just
you got them at 3.
That's a high number for them, I feel like.
Now I gotta.
Like right now, I would swap them with the Vikings, who are at 9.
You could swap. You could swap.
I could put the Vikings in at 3 and drop.
You could swap.
Texans to 9.
You could swap Green Bay.
All them.
It'll be a 3-way swap. Exactly.
Any of them. I could
Boom,
drop them
boom,
into the
boom.
7, 8, or 9 hole.
Yeah.
I could.
It'll be a 3-way swap. I don't know how I feel about that, P.
But is that Paul? What makes you say that though? Is that like recency bias, or is it like more like?
No, they're 6-2. They're winning games without Nico Collins. You could go each team, like and pick apart everything.
I'm with Paul.
That's the only one though that I'm highly.
Also, after week 8, this is a tough list.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not gonna. I'm probably definitely not gonna debate you with 1 and 2, but 3, that's debatable. Three's a top spot to me. It's like the top 3 teams. Yeah, but do you dance?
That's number 2. The Chiefs stay in the number 2 spot for me. They were 7-0, but
I can't. I don't know.
they're not. They're winning. They're barely winning.
Rock with you on
Why?
that.
What? Now listen, Mr. Host, tell me why you can't rock with the Chiefs. And I don't need to see him win anymore.
I can't. Until somebody beats them, you're the only undefeated team.
Yo, but how about their almost losses, bro?
They beat the Raiders by 7.
I don't care.
They were losing to the Raiders.
I do not care. I do not care. I'm rocking with Parcells. I'm rocking with him on this. You are what your record says you are.
I agree with you.
They are undefeated, even being beat up.
7-0 is 7-0.
Yeah, it's still 7-0. Until, here's the thing, until somebody beats them, then you can debate knocking them off the one spot. They just won the Super Bowl. The Chiefs are the Chiefs.
Yeah, man.
And until somebody knocks me off.
And who did they just acquire? They just got a wide receiver.
Yeah.
A real wide receiver. D-Hop. D-Hop can still hop, bro.
Until they lose.
Have you seen Patrick Mahomes' numbers this year?
Until they lose.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Until they
horrible.
lose.
It's horrible.
Here's what I'll say.
And his pardon me.
If his name wasn't Pat Mahomes, he would.
And Travis Kelce is not One touchdown.
Here's what I'm gonna say. You guys can say all of this stuff. When push comes to shove,
they're gonna win.
They're gonna beat a Detroit. They're gonna beat whoever. I don't know
about that.
They will.
No, bro.
They will. If the Super Bowl was today between Kansas City and Detroit, Kansas City's gonna beat them.
I take Detroit. I take Detroit.
I do not.
Today?
No way. I'll even take Andy Reid, Dan Campbell.
That he's so adamant about that.
I'm super adamant about that.
I don't see that.
You don't think Andy Reid will outcoach Dan Campbell?
I don't.
Yes.
Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes.
Jared Goff
right now.
No.
Jared
Goff.
Jared Goff's
you're
an MVP.
mad.
Jared Goff's an MVP
you are
candidate.
Mad.
I'm wrong. Jared Goff's not an MVP candidate right now.
You guys are thinking. You guys are looking at
player for player
this season. I'm telling you, when the lights are bright, Mahomes is coming to play.
I know he's the next Brady.
This is what they're doing to you.
I get what you're saying.
This is what they're doing to you right now.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying if there's anyone out there that could challenge them, it is the Lions.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying how definitive he is about it.
They're looking at the Raiders like this. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's right. Correct.
If they want to, they can turn it up on the Raiders.
Oh,
if they want to, this is what they're doing to you. Stand back and look at it like this.
Yeah, big picture.
Not like this, man, with this team. Yeah. You're gonna look back and be like, this is not just the team. This is that era. I feel like the Patriots kind of passed the torch. Who would you say they passed it to?
Them.
Come on.
Oh
man.
no, absolutely, 100%. We agree.
This is what this is.
I still think the Lions could beat the Chiefs right now. Junior, I'm sorry, I do.
So what's Patrick Mahomes? What's his touchdown to interception ratio? What's his?
I'm agreeing with you guys with his season stats. What I'm saying is...
He's got more interceptions than he has touchdowns.
I'm agreeing with you I'm agreeing with you, but there's something to be said until they lose, they get the number one spot in my eyes. But that's dope.
Number one, is dope. Detroit Lions.
I knew it.
52 points they put up.
Against who? Tennessee. Was it Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Are you kidding me?
It doesn't matter.
You're looking at that crazy?
It doesn't matter. It's a pro football team.
No.
You put 50 points on any pro football team.
Let me hear something. Go ahead, please.
But the Kansas City Chiefs didn't really try against the Raiders.
Yeah.
But, which is a comparable team to Tennessee Titans. But Detroit put 52 up, 40-something against the Cowboys. They're just ridiculous.
Would Detroit put up 52 on Kansas City?
No.
I'm not saying
Stop
that.
Talking to me. Stop talking to me.
But they'll go and get 30-35 on Chiefs. Absolutely.
And the way Mahomes is playing, they're not scoring 35.
And the way Goff is playing, he would be able to do that.
Stop. We'll have to stay back for another time. You want to do some quick picks?
Oh, I want two quick notes because I want to get your opinion on.
Yeah, let me hear something.
All right, not done with you yet.
Chiefs picked up Uche from the Pats.
Okay.
Try to bolster their pass rush.
All right.
The other thing was, what did you guys think about Anthony Richardson tapping out the other day?
What happened?
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Richardson came out of the game, tapped out, because he had 3 plays where he ran around.
Wait, what?
I think Boy banged his head.
I don't understand. People were they were making this guy to be the next coming. He hasn't done anything in my eyes.
Nope.
I don't know.
Slightly suspect. I'm with Paul.
Yeah,
it's kind of like slightly suspect.
Who taps out? Your boy was throwing up on the field in the Super Bowl.
Yo, that's these new cats, man. These new athletes.
Gen Z, bro. Gen Z,
yeah, they're a little,
no
disrespect. They're a little sensitive and a little
Donovan
soft.
F. McNabb, absolutely great.
Was throwing up on the field.
Didn't know where he was. Did not know what day it was.
Did not come out of the game.
No. This is what I'm saying with these new.
And he was older too back then.
I don't mean the sidebar, but this is the Caleb Williams thing when you're like crying with your mother saying you want to go home and watch.
Softer than baby food. This new generation, baby.
This is a barbaric sport. If I'm an opposing player and I see that in you,
I'm sharpening my knives.
Yes.
I'm sharpening my knives.
I'm like, and to the rest of my gang, I'm like, yo, y'all ready to eat?
Let's go get it. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do some quick picks real quick and get out of here.
Game of the week, Patriots, Titans. No, I'm kidding.
Jesus.
Broncos and Ravens. That actually, Broncos have been playing.
That's actually a good
better.
game. It's a better game than
I
think.
always like a good bet. I'm not a gambler, but if I'm a betting man, I like going on the under, and I like going with the Broncos for the fun of it. But the Ravens should win that game handily.
I got Ravens.
Ravens handily.
I got Ravens, and they're upset for losing to Cleveland. I feel. No disrespect to the Broncos, but.
Well, but Jameis had a day, so you know.
Yeah.
Not a lot of great matchups.
Just grab a couple. Grab a couple.
So we're gonna have our thing. Lions Packers. We're gonna see.
Now Jordan Love has a real opportunity in that game to show his organization at home who and what he is.
Yo, I want to see your rankings next week after this.
It's gonna get interesting.
I just think that's a big game for the Packers at home.
Division game too, right?
It's a division game, and then if the Lions win that game, yo man, just start talking about the league championship game. If they beat the Packers in the division and they get their record to that level of strength in division, you gotta start talking about league championship.
I got Detroit.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
No, I don't got Detroit against Kansas City, but I got Detroit against
We know
the rest.
how you feel about Kansas City,
I got
sir.
Detroit against the rest of the
I
league.
get Detroit.
Just not Kansas City when push comes to shove.
Dolphins Bills, which is probably going to be a better matchup than it would have been 2 weeks ago.
Because
Tua
was back,
out.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
but-
though the Dolphins lost.
Yeah, but it's in Buffalo, and Gosh Allen gonna light them up, bro.
I got the Billies.
Dolphins are just lucky it's not in December.
I got the Billies.
Yeah, I'll definitely go with the Bills. There's not, like I said, a ton of great matchups.
Just grab a couple. Two more. One or two more.
Colts and the Vikings on Sunday night.
That's in Minnesota. Colts are gonna get slapped.
I got Minnesota.
Slapped.
Minnesota.
Oh, you know what I think's a good game?
Colts are not. If that was Colts with Flacco,
Ooh, might be a different story.
I'd be more interested in that game.
Now, I know that Coop has, Chiefs over whoever any given week, which most of us should and do. I would say Baker Mayfield is someone who's figured it out in his career, as I said in episode 55, and I think that Monday night game.
Are they playing Kansas City?
Buccaneers Chiefs. Monday night.
At Arrowhead. Now, Baker Mayfield's one of those dudes who puts blinders on for these games.
Yes, he does.
And he wants to win so badly.
Wow.
So badly. I think that's going to be a very good
Here's a
game.
problem. Who's he throwing to?
Because Evans is out, right?
Godwin's out. Evans is out.
Yeah.
Godwin and Evans.
Yeah. But then again, wait. Other than D-Hop, as you said, Mahomes has more picks than he does touchdowns. Yep. Who the hell is he throwing to?
I'm still going with the Chiefs.
But it's going to be a close game.
Right. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
That's it. That's
What
enough
else?
picks for you. You want anything else?
Nah, I just want to say thank you to my man Kenny for letting us into the bodega on Smith.
Bodega on Smith and Bodega at night, Fridays and
This
Saturdays
is the spot,
down here.
man.
Yeah,
Great
book them.
spot.
They do events,
Yo,
private
I'm
parties,
eyeing these
catering.
cookies over here. They're looking delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're in the space and like there's like 10 trays of cookies going out to someplace today.
And I want to thank Matt Simmons taking time out of his day.
Oh, gentlemen, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for having
And
me.
you know how we do, baby. Pete, can you just take us out, baby?
Like, share, subscribe,
What he said.
comment.
What he said. Peace.
Peace.